Yo guys, AB here. Today I'm gonna do a short tier list guide on the latest PvP units in RTA. This is gonna be a RGB only tier list. So let's get right into it. So I'll not include the MLs because like it's gonna be way too much. But I'll just include like the strong RGB units that I feel like you have to build right now. This is just in general. I'll not be considering turn 2 or aggro. But yeah, let's get right into it. So, one of like the best RGB additions to the game recently, Ludwig, very strong with Zeo, very strong with Renak, and very strong with other openers. Definitely, one of the best RGBs. Because of the amount of damage he does and how good he is against Furion and even Tori. Second, we have Estelle. She's one of like the only good RGB units against Notos. She can even solo Notos in Defense Frenzy, considering you have counter, right? And on her own artifact or holy sect doesn't really matter as long as you're able to survive on her. She's gonna be able to do solo Notos when we want. Next, we have Renak, one of like the best openers in the game right now. She one-shots INL. She one-shots Furion if they have low HP and you're on pursuit set, and all round just like the best opener in the game, if not for Isaria's existence. Next, obviously, one of like the most annoying unit to deal with in this meta, Biblis. She just makes everything crazy tanky, and she chips off 40% of her health for no reason with Venom, right? So it's not just 40% of your health, you're gonna lose 40% max health, and definitely deserving in S tier. One of the most annoying units to play against and to play with, because like she kind of restricts your team in the sense that you just want to pick 4 tanks with her, right? So next we have Tori. Tori is one of like the strongest unit because like she's just so good against Setsuka, Malona, evasion units in general, and they're being played quite a lot in this meta. She's also very good with Notos, right? So the most common Notos counter is Malona, so definitely want to be picking her with Notos just so you can kill all the pesky Malonas. Next up we have Setsuka. One of the most annoying units in E7 after Biblis. If Biblis was annoying, she might be even more annoying just because of her S2. The fact that you have a 30% chance to miss on every hit, just insane. It's just crazy to me why she exists, but I guess we all have to deal with it somehow. So yep, definitely one of like the strongest unit. Oh, I kind of forgot to add a mod here. So mod is definitely in S tier 2. Being one of like the strongest counter to like Setsuka and even Estelle. So that's why mod is very well deserving of his S tier. I'll not include collab units like Furion, right? Because we all know Furion's S tier. So let's get into the A tier. So we have a mid, pretty good with Furion, pretty good with a couple other units, but not played that much in this meta. I would say well deserving of A tier. Fumio, not as strong as everyone expected her to be, so A tier. Aram, very good into her Seti, A tier. Considering the fact that every set is on weakening right now, you definitely want to be picking Aram. Definitely do not want to get crowned, turn 1, and then losing. Ivana, very good with Valiant when you pick Zeo, because you can build Ivana on high ER, like 250 ER, 280 speed with her artifacts, so she's gonna be nigh impossible to push back with Zeo. And then, pushing up with her H3 just puts a stop to their, follow-up, right? So very good unit. She's also very good against Tien and Immortal units, obviously. Lidica, she counters both Estelle and Biblis. That's why she's very good in this meta. But she also gets countered by 15% and Setsuka if you miss. So I would say A tier. Pretty good unit. Collie, very good follow-up with Renak, obviously. And she has like one of like the best S3s in the game. Just crazy, right? Frostbite into bomb, into like big damage, into a defense pick from S2. Insane unit. Edda, not the best right now, but she's pretty good into Furion, obviously. She can one-tap Furion. And she's also pretty good into like Ludwig and, AoEs, right? In general, AoE openers in general. So very good unit. If you do not prevent Valiant, you're not gonna use her that much. So that's something to take note. Liti, pretty niche unit, I would say, right? I do not recommend playing her unless you really like her. I might even move her down to C tier because she's very hard to gear and her gear requirements are too insane. Young Senya, okay, so she's kind of niche, right? That's all I can say. You only pick her in very specific situations, which you will not see too often, and she doesn't really take much gear, so it's like whatever. I think B tier is fine. Shucklet, Zeo Bridge. That's all there is to it. You pick her with Zeo to push your team up. That's it. Vildrain. They buffed him, and right now he's a pretty good spinning print if you're a if you're a cleaver or aggro player, right? So Saria, one of like the best units in Guild War, offense obviously, and she's really good right now because of the buff and the E that they gave her. Not buff, the E that they gave her, right? So it made her a lot better because her gear requirement is a lot lesser right now, right? And the fact that the E provides some free stats too really helps a lot. But in RTA, she's surprisingly not that strong considering the fact that, you know, she just dies to poly, bidom, stuff like that. So not a very good pick. But when you can pick her, she's really good. Aki, okay, not a very popular pick right now because of all the evasion units and because of the fact that he suffers from, you know, you have to kind of take first turn to use Aki, otherwise your Aki is gonna lose all his barrier and then he cannot burn. Celine and Elena, pretty much both niche units, right, against aggro. And when you need them to not press, right? Elvira, basically, you know, Malona hard counter. Even so, I would never pick Elvira or something else unless I really have to. And Razor. Okay, so one of like the latest RGB that's totally trash. So very unfortunate. I hope they buff her. And you know, it's such a waste of good design. So I really hope they buff her. Alright guys, I think that's it for my RGB tier list for PvP. It's a pretty short tier list, but I feel like it covers everything regarding RGB units. That's not limited or collab, obviously. I mean, that's not collab, sorry. I did include limited units in here. But yeah, that concludes my tier list. And thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.